Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new season of the OGRL Coffee Cup here at Midohio. It's playing host to our opening round of another GT3 series after an experiment with multi-class and slightly longer races in Season 3. For Season 4, we're back to the old format, albeit a slightly shorter season than what we had in Season 2, certainly, of the Coffee Cup. From now until the start of October, we'll visit 12 racetracks across the world in a number of 55-minute races, and that will make up Season 4 of the OGRL Coffee Cup. For this first round, it's myself, Ian O'Leary, James Parfitt with you here today. Good to be back for the new season, James, and it's the old format returning again, and it's been well taken up by everybody once again as well. Lots of familiar names, some new names have joined us as well for the new season of the Coffee Cup.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We're back to our roots, so we're back to GT3s, which is always good, and I think it shows from the numbers. You know, there's quite a lot of drivers in here. Pro-Ams and AMs again. Pros obviously in the purple, Pro-Ams in the orange, AMs in the yellow. So, yeah, we'll see how these guys get on, but I think it's going to be an interesting one. I do love a little bit of Mid-Ohio racing.
Yeah, it's an interesting circuit to start things off at, but it should be good racing around here. Perhaps we'd have decent racing whatever track we go to be honest, for this kind of field. Qualifying is just underway at the moment, and we will follow most of it. We'll have the familiar names at the end of the session, like Ryan Merriam and Alfie Nichols, Bradley Lovings going towards the end. It's always, quite exciting, I think, Euro Coffee Cup qualifying over the course of the 15 minutes. They get 3 laps rather than 2, than what you normally get in the in most officials. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. Brian Faluna is currently best of those who have set a time currently, as Billy Packer and John Gardner are the first ones to come towards the line at the moment in lap 2 for them. And that puts Bill Backer up towards the front. And don't forget, we've got the new tyre model this season for the GT3s. So it's going to be much different in qualifying to see these guys get the tyres warmed up. And now, like you're seeing for David Benroy and for Brian Faluna, then they come over the line and then they go a little bit quicker. And there they go. Faluna and Benroy go 1 and 2.
Yeah, great times from both of them guys as well. We're going to see how and what happens here. I am very interested to see what happens. I think there's going to be a good mix of everything. We've got a Porsche, we've got Acura, we've got Mercedes, Lamborghinis back out there again, and Bradley Tidwell, the guy lives in a Lamborghini, I'm sure. Fords are back out, BMWs are there, Mercedes, McLaren, we've got them all. So it's now seeing how and who is going to be the strongest one. But as you say, when we go into the season, it's quite interesting with some of the circuits we're going to go to. We're going to go to the Shell Motorsport or the Bend circuit, Algarve, Detroit Grand Prix, Nürburgring GP, Zolder Alternate Circuit, Barcelona, I'm not a lover of that, Indy, nah, Magny-Cours, Bathurst, Hungaroring, depends, and Sebring, which I know you love at the end of the season.
I don't, but you know, I don't mind watching races now. I just think it's a bit boring. Anyway, final laps are going to come in for first few, by the way. Here in this session, Billy Backer now comes across the line. He's ended his session in 4th for now. What about Faluna versus Benroy, though? They're coming over the line right on top of each other, basically. It looks like Faluna is going to go faster, though, and he's going to go into the 19s, I think, over the line for the two of them, and it is a 19.9 from Brian Faluna. That is the best time to beat so far. Tim Probert in the background, though, has been really one to watch through Season 3 of the Coffee Cup when he was in the slower class. That was the GT3 class last season. He's back again, but this is the top class, and he's going to fight for overall wins, I'm sure, this season. Over the line, it's personal best. He'll go second, I think, yes, at 120.0 from him. He goes into second place. Cody Bont is one of the next over the line. Jeremy Cheney jumps up there. He wasn't really showing anything in his first few laps, but he now is. Hayden Young is only on lap number 2, so he's got some way to go here, and these strange LED lights that he's fitted to the inside of his Porsche, as it does seem to be getting darker. I'm not sure if we're very early morning or quite late evening here, but it's late evening, just past 8 o'clock in April. So if the time continues on, we could be having a dark first race. Cody Bont ends his session. He moves up to second behind Bradley Tidwell, who looks like he's going to take pole in Pro-Am.
Yeah, it does at the moment. And then in the AMs, it's Heath Ollinger currently leading the way with some good drivers in behind him, of course. Gardner's there, Chaplin, Lee McFadden, Jim Sawyer or JT, Michael Vesta, Julian Reese. So a lot of decent drivers there. Faluna goes up onto pole position at the moment. What about Alfie Nichols? What is Nichols going to be able to do? He hasn't got a time on the board currently.
No, but they do like to wait, so not surprised too much about that, to be honest. As we see Alfie Nichols go over the line, it's only going to be 20th, but he's getting his tyres warmed up at the moment. Hayden Young is coming towards the end of his session. So is Adam Hansen and James Hillerick. They're both Pro-Am drivers who will look to jump through the field. Hayden Young is a pro, of course, who is in that Porsche again after experimenting with various manufacturers over the course of last season. He now makes his way through Thunder Valley and down in towards 11 and then 12, the carousel. Excuse me, now the final turn. And that run towards the start-finish line. What's it going to be for Hayden Young here? Is it an improvement? He does get in front of the rest of the Pro-Ams, but he stays 5th in Pro. So now time to turn our focus to those who are further down the field and going to be setting their lap times late. Rick Modric was one of those, but he's just gone off track, so he's not going to be one of those any longer. Ryan Merriam moves up to 10th place, and that's the end of his first lap time. Alfie Nichols still with 2 to go, but the final one is always the fastest one. Yeah,
absolutely is. He's coming into the left-hander through Fundy Valley. They go. Then it's going to be turn 12, the carousel. That long looping right-hander where you just got to hold the power, hold the power, hold the power, hold the power, and now you can start applying it through the left-hander of the final corner. Over the line, he's going to go for Nichols. How much further up is he going to be able to jump here from 21st? Puts himself in 12th. Not a massive jump, but it's still a jump. Him and Ryan Merriam, 10th and 12th here.
Yep, right, Merriam next up, 10th place at the moment for him in the Porsche this time round. Still got over 5 minutes left in this session, by the way. And so only now Bradley Lovings is making his way out onto the circuit. This is why I mentioned the OGRL Coffee Cup qualifying. That, normally watching cars go around on their own, not very exciting, but the way these guys stagger themselves, if you like, does make it quite exciting. We'll see some late times come in from some of those guys. Ryan Merriam up towards the line now for the end of lap number 2 before we get the final times from Merriam and Nichols here in the next couple of moments. Here he is in that Porsche, just getting himself straightened out in time for the run to the end. It's a personal best. That'll be second, I think. Maybe third. Third place for Merriam. What about Alfie Nichols now? He's coming towards the end of his final lap and so far has not really shown some of the pace that we know he has.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to have to try and see if he can improve. He's got improvements across the board. I think it's going to be a generalisation of how this session's going to go. They're going to get faster and faster and faster in through the carousel. Once again, is he going to be able to get this right through the left-hander for Alfie? Is he going to be able to move up? I think he is. How far up is he going to go? That's going to be the question. Over the line, he's going to go very, very shortly. Puts himself into 5th place. Bradley Lovins, I want to pick up. The man lives in a Porsche, dies in a Porsche, but he drives a Lamborghini.
He's driving the Lamborghini today, certainly. He's got 3 laps to go still. Ryan Merriam has got just 1 lap to go, and he's third, don't forget. It's a lot of Porsches up towards the front, 4 of the top 7, 5 of the top 9, all Porsches at the moment, with some McLarens involved in there as well. Ben Roy, the best of the Acuras, Tidwell, best of the Lamborghinis, but that's no surprise. What about Ryan Merriam here? Can he be best of everybody with a 2 purple sector middle here to this lap? It looks like he's going to take pole, but that's quite wide of the carousel. That was quite wide. Has he thrown it away right at the very end here, Ryan Merriam? As he brings it towards the line, he might still have this. I think he does. Over the line, and it is pole for Ryan Merriam so far. He went wide at the carousel, but he still had enough to take pole by nearly 0.2 of a second. Yeah, Lovins is back in pit lane after going off the side of the circuit. He's only got 3.5 minutes. He's going to get 1 out lap and 1 fast lap. Roughly, that's about it here at the moment. Brian Dudkowski, Michael Dione is out on the racetrack as well. Dione in the BMW, Dudkowski in the Corvette, and Peter Castelline is out in that McLaren. So lots of drivers still, well, saying lots, I've got 4 drivers who have still got to put times on the board here, but no real improvements at the moment for Lovins, because obviously he's come back out of pit lane. But Dudkowski has got a green in sectors number 1, yellow in 2, depending on what the offset is, depending on how he gets on. There's going to be another sector coming up. That's a green as well from Dudkowski in that
Corvette. Is he going to now throw it around the carousel, get it right here for Dudkowski in that 99 machine through the left-hander, over the line. He's going to go very, very shortly. There you go. What has Dudkowski done with himself? He's put himself up into 22nd. Great job from him.
Yeah, so he moves up in the Pro-Am stakes as well, 22nd at the moment. Castelline, by the way, is not one to worry about. He's already done his 3 laps. He's just practicing now. Michael Dion as well is doing his last lap, and that's not going to be any quicker at 6 minutes. So he's going to stay 11th. As you say, Loving's the only one really here remaining. Yeah, he's not going to have time for 2 here, and the tyres just aren't going to be very warm. So this for Loving's is about staying on the circuit. Do not get an off track, but make sure you get a time on the board to at least get ahead of some of these guys. I mean, Merriam and Alfie Nichols were able to get in the top 20 with their cold tyre lap time, even compared to some of those who are doing their proper push laps. If you can get ahead of most of the AMs here, Lovings, he can save himself a bit of work in the race.
Yeah, he definitely can, but he ain't improvement. He's yellow in 1 here for Bradley Lovins. No improvements at the moment. He's got to go faster. You got to go faster there, Brad, if you can. Still yellow again, but he hasn't got time on the board. So I wonder if this is yellow up until he went off the racetrack, and then it's kind of set there his sector times, and now we're going through again. He's only going to be able to get this lap, I think, for Bradley Lovins in that Lamborghini this season. He's going to have to take some advice from Bradley Tidwell, I think, on how to drive it.
Yeah, they are mates, I think. So he'll be able to get some pointers, I'm sure, from Tidwell. The reigning Pro-Am champion, of course, hasn't been promoted to Pro, but you know, we don't see him dominating Pro-Am all the time. We just see him here every week and accumulating the points that make it look like at the end of the season he's completely dominated. There over the line he goes, Lovings. It's going to be about 20th, pretty 4th. So you see what I mean? He's knocked off 8 cars already there by just doing that lap, even though, you know, it's not a lap that will be burning the world on fire. It's you know, it's saved him making 8 overtakes in the race, and that's gonna, you know, that's a quarter of the field. He's done all right there to just save himself a bit of work in the race, because this is, after all, going to be a 35 car field to begin with here. Curtis Matthews is not going to get a lap time in on that account. He's joined with the wrong account earlier. He's in with the right one now. He did set a lap time, but he's only 33rd.
He's RC-ing on his second one.
Oh, is he? Okay.
It's going to be live RC.
So how's he going to do that while driving?
There's an app. There's an app.
To do what?
Basically, you can hit a button and it will throw a yellow flag or, you know, whatever.
So when he goes off the road, safety car, everybody come back again.
Yeah, basically.
Then,
that's what he's got it there. That's what he's got it there for. It's just to protect himself. So if he does go off the road, he can go and chuck a safety car.
Yeah, no, I'm joking, of course. I did a league once, by the way, where somebody did that, and so eventually we figured it out. But every time we went off the road, there was a server crash. Oh, funny that.
Oh.
Anyway, that was not here. Just to clarify. A good morning and afternoon wherever you are watching along in the world here tonight. Ellen's here, pleased that Alfie is driving a proper car, is what she says. Quite controversial, but there you go. He's in the McLaren this season. It looks like we're going to have a tricky first race, isn't it? In the dark, goodness me. Ali as well. Ferrari. He was in the LMP2 last season. The one before that was in the Ferrari.
Yeah, he was. Ali's also here as well. Go on the DWR boys, Lee, JT, and Alfie, and Stacey Merriam. Good morning. Why have you got yellow headlights?
It's GT cars. GT cars have yellow headlights, or traditionally they do.
Since when?
Oh,
they have not always been yellow.
No. Yes, they have until very recently. Very recently.
Ones in the background.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because they're more recent.
I do not remember these having yellow, and I've been on racing for blinking years.
Well, in real life, it certainly used to be the case that it's yellow headlights up until very recently. I'll show you a picture of.
I don't remember that in iRacing.
When I started to watch sports car racing, but yes, it always used to be the way. GT cars have yellow headlights. Used to be the case, but no longer. Unfortunately,
yeah, I just don't remember it in iRacing. I'm sure even when I drove the Porsche or whatever, they were white. What is the Porsche
Maybe.
headlights? Yeah, they are
My
white.
racing history is not.
But the Corvette was white as well. Oh, the Corvette's yellow and white. That's a bit weird.
There you go. Yeah, so that is very weird. That actually looks really bad.
Michael Chaplin in the McLaren. I either seriously do not pay attention in the avians.
It's the way it always used to be. It doesn't come as a big surprise to me to see yellow headlights, to be honest, but because it's always the way it used to be. But not anymore. Now GT cars have white headlights. The thought used to be, by the way, back when headlights were not quite as good, you could look in your rearview mirrors as a GT driver at night in a 24-hour race, let's say, and you'd know immediately whether it was a prototype that was coming to pass you or a GT car that you didn't need to worry about in your rearview mirror.
Oh, okay, that I get. Can anybody else tell me if it's always been yellow in iRacing? Because I am thinking sure it hasn't. Oh my God, I've either had a severe butterfly effect or the Mandela effect or just deja vu or something right about now.
That's the Mandela effect. It's not a butterfly effect.
Oh, Mandela effect. Then. So, right. That's What's up here?
Not pedantic. It's correct.
All right. Well, the Mandela effect. Then I am sure they were white. I'm going back through my broadcast because that is just going to confuse me. I'll go and find a dark one.
Admittedly, especially in this series, we haven't actually had very many nighttime races actually in this series, but it looks like that's the way it's going to kick this season off. We'll see how many we get over the course of the season, but yeah, it is a nighttime race. We have got a couple of races, by the way, scheduled, forecasted to have a little bit of rain over the course of this season as well. James read out the calendar earlier on, but round 5 at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit with the fast chicane should be forecasted for rain. How much we'll get and when it comes and whatever, we don't know. And Indianapolis Road Course may be in the rain as well on the 7th of September. That's forecasted for rain. So a couple of rain races throughout the middle of the season. Don't know any information on the start times in sim for all of the races, but Midohio, one of those that looks like it's going to start slightly in the darkness here, unless, of course, we change to a new day in the race, which could well happen.
That has really freaked me out. I'm on the hunt. I agree with you. Yeah, let's go rain as well. But, oh my God, I'm going back through my broadcast because that don't work out. I'm freaking myself out now for no reason. Yeah, I think rain's a great equaliser. We know that anyway, right? I think that's the thing. I think it's going to bring up some good racing. It depends on who's done what and who's done what. You know, who's done the most practice, who hasn't, and, well, all of that for jazz. So, yeah, I think it would be very interesting to see. But I think dark could be interesting if that's the way we're heading, unless the server does something amazing. But I think it's going to be a dark one.
Oh yeah, so sometimes you can set the session times to jump forward a long way from when you start or end the warm-up session rather. So it is possible, but it's quite such it'd be early morning if it in the morning sometime next morning if it is. I suspect though it is going to be. Oh, it is the next morning. There you go. So we won't have to worry about the headlights for too much longer. It's going to be Ryan Merriam then who takes the pole position on all four Porsche front row actually, with Brian Faluna alongside. Tim Probert and Jeremy Cheney now on row 2 ahead of Alfie Nichols, who's qualified inside the top 5 for DWR. He's ahead of David Van Roy and Hayden Young. Then Bradley Tidwell, who's on the pole in the Pro-Ams. Cody Bont and Billy Backer, the first all Pro-Am row to round up row 10, with Michael Dion and Kenton Price on row 6. Dan Forak and Tom Bryce are on row 7 ahead of James Hillerick and Adam Hansen. And Brett Basil's taken the AM pole ahead of Javier Sierra, with Heath Olinger and Perno Hanno in the top 20. It is Rick Modric and Brian Dukowski next on row 11 ahead of John Gardner and Bradley Lovings will be disappointed with 24th. Bill Bailey and Claudio. Have we got a first name there?
No, just got a Claudio.
A Claudio. Just one Claudio. 26th ahead of Justin Dos Vase and Michael Champlin. Julian Race and Jim Sawyer round out the top 30 with Lee McFadden and Michael Vester. Would you believe it? The first AM row, all AM row, is row 16. Curtis Matthews is there along with his admin account. Nicholas Marshall and Peter Castelline?
I would say Castleline, but that might be just me.
There's no R in that. It's cast, not cast. Castelline, maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
Castelline.
Something.
He'll have to tell us because, yeah. Anyway, he's starting at the back end of the field anyway. And he will look to jump through the field. In fact, Curtis Matthews, even in his main account, isn't driving at the moment, so maybe only 34. And by the way, the pace car will pull in to the front straight. I believe, though, the start will happen through turn 3, just after the keyhole, so which is down here. So this is the run down towards turn 4, but and China Beach indeed, which is the gravel trap on the outside. I don't know though if the race is going to start before turn 1 or whether we're waiting all the way around as races normally start. And that start, well, there is a starter stand there in real life anyway, on the right hand side. Whoa. And yeah, that's where I think we'll start.
Okay, bear with. Quite sure why all of a sudden we've got that going on.
Yeah, it's the start of the race, so these things are likely to happen.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
The field spreads out a little bit more. It should sort itself out. But Ryan Merriam's made a great start to this season. I seem to remember he made a very good start to season 2 as well. Remember we did the first round from Belle Isle, I think it was, and Merriam was fighting for the win that day. Might have even got the win that day. Yeah, actually,
maybe
in the.
Just change the something for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hopefully combat that blinking.
Seems to have gone away now, although less cars are being shown on the screen, so the very first camera shot might be a little bit blinky, but after that should be fine, because yeah, not as many cars will be on the screen all at once. There's 34 of them on the circuit, and yeah, it's a pretty big field. Hopefully is going to be a nice clean 55-minute race to start off the OGRL Coffee Cup in season 4. As the pace car now pulls in, we might well wait just round to turn number 4 to probably get this one underway. No, we don't. Out of the final corner and onto the front straight itself, Ryan Merriam chooses to go, and we are underway. Merriam in front of Probert, who's got past Faluna in towards turn number 1, but he's got wide, and Probert's off the road very nearly down there. The cold tyres, don't forget, will still be a big factor as we begin this race. Down towards the keyhole for the first time as well. It's Nichols versus Faluna. Alfie Nichols on the outside line, now flying the flag for the McLaren. Oh, nearly side-to-side contact. Faluna off Ryan Merriam. He spins out of turn 2 on lap 1. The race leader. Oh, but he's been collected by Hansen. Adam Hansen drives straight into the side of him there. That's a real shame for Ryan Merriam. The AMs and the Pro-Ams pick themselves all through cleanly, thankfully. Whoa. But that is a real shame. Oh, and off in front, Brett Bazzo into the wall. He got the pole in the AMs and he's now found the fence.
Oh, I don't think they're going to be the only one. Faluna's going to go through. We'll have a look back at that in a minute with Ryan Merriam. But you can see currently Alfie Nichols out in front just about for Brian Faluna. Round into Thunder Valley they're going to go now. Brian Faluna out in front. Nichols with Hayden Young tucked in right behind. I think Ryan Merriam may have struggled and lost it on his own there with cold tyres. And that, unfortunately, well, was the end of that one for Ryan Merriam.
The battle that was, though, between Faluna and Nichols. That was absolutely fantastic to start off this race. Let's have a look at some replays from lap 1 as it just calms down. Merriam on the power. The traction normally so strong in that Porsche. He just clips the curb on the inside line. Cold tyres, spins around, couldn't move because there were cars going left and right. And in the end, oh, unsighted. Adam Hansen didn't have anywhere to go.
No, he didn't have nowhere to go there, unfortunately, for Hansen. There was a couple of others taking trips off the side of the circuit. Castellane, Javier Sierra has also been off the circuit, but they've dropped down. Ryan Merriam in pit lane. Adam Hansen in pit lane as well. Curtis Matthews out on track a little bit further back, but at the moment there's situational battles going on. Probert battling away in the pros. Cody Bont leading the Pro-Ams. He's got Tidwell in the Lamborghini. Heath Bollinger leading the AMs, but he's got John Gardner, I should say, tucked in right behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. It is close at the moment at the front of AM, despite the fact the pole sitter has fallen by the wayside already at the start of this race. Only 2-3 pitters, though. Yeah, 2 pitters. Merriam and Hansen, the only ones having to come back to pit lane after Dam is there, as Bakker has a look at the inside there of Cheney. Couldn't quite get through on the way through Thunder Valley there in towards the carousel. Now the final couple of corners on this racetrack. It is all one long group here for the lead in Pro-Am. Tidwell's lost that lead. Cody Bont currently holding it in 6th place. Another one of those Porsches out front at the moment, but as you can see, all the other Pro-Ams close in behind. Bakker in 3rd is not that far away either, as out of the pit lane there comes Adam Hansen right into the traffic.
Yeah, Probert's under a little bit of pressure from David Van Rooij now. Van Rooij in the Acura, not in the Mustang this season. Young's just made a mistake. He's just lost a place to Probert. Bradley Lovin's making his way through the field as well. He's up 9 places at the moment. Pernell Hanley is the next one. Hayden Young, David Van Rooij, Acura, Porsche side by side down into the right hand, and we go in through turn 4. Now the left of 5, and Hayden Young goes down a position, but gained 2 overall here this evening.
Absolutely.
Or this afternoon.
Still in the top 5 as well. Sorry.
This afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, this afternoon. Yeah. Well, it depends where you are in the world, of course. But yeah, it's a good start. Top 5 for Hayden Young, for whom it is the afternoon, of course. The British driver. In fact, there's 3 British drivers in the top 5 at the moment, with Faluna and Ben Roy, the Americans, involved there as well at the front end of the field. At the moment, Faluna has just seen off Nichols at the start of this race. What a battle it was, by the way, to start this race. Bradley Tidwell's off from 2nd in Pro-Am. He's just gone off the side of the circuit, and that's allowed Cheney and Dion to go side by side as well. How has this happened into the carousel? He is on his own, or has he been hit here by the BMW? Nose down the inside, and he was spun indeed there by Michael Dion. Oh, and he's lost his rear end.
Yeah, rear bumper, the whole thing has gone for Tidwell. He's had another little drama by the looks of it as well. It's starting to get a little bit more spread out up front. Probert, he's got Ben Roy at 8 attempts back. Hayden Young 8 attempts. Then we go down to Jeremy Cheney, who's got Michael Dion and Bill Bakker in behind him. Bakker's in the Merc this time around. That's great to see from Bill. Now we've got James Hillary. He's also in the Merc as well. And then further back, we've got Bailey, Dudkowski, Gardner. They've just swapped places a little bit further down in the field. So lots of action still taking here from everybody throughout this grid.
Yep, there is plenty going on up and down the field. And this is where the closest battles are between Cheney, Dion and Bakker and Price to round out the top 10. A mixture of pros and Pro-Am drivers, both involved here. Vonja, by the way, leads now comfortably in the AMs. He's no longer got anybody behind him in the AM class, which has seen a few fall by the wayside. Michael Champlin is in the pit lane at the moment, as well as obviously Tidwell, we've already seen earlier on. And Curtis Matthews decided to start from pit lane, by the way. I said he wasn't starting at all. He decided to start from pit lane. He's actually now 26th, so actually decided it turned out to be a pretty good decision, actually. As all the crashes happened in front of him, he picked his way through.
Yeah, he did. Sometimes it is just worth doing. Here again, Dustin DeVos, Bass, Hayes, out on base. Isn't that VASE?
Don't
know. There as well. So Dustin in that Ferrari, doing a great job chasing him with Gardner, Claudio and Dudkowski. We've got action with Bryce and Hillarick. They were nose to tail. Loving Hillarick's livery in that Mercedes. It's gorgeous.
It's not bad, yeah. Looks, trying to work out what the sort of idea behind it is, if you see what I mean. Is it sort of Lego almost? Looks like it's looking like it's made out of Lego. Maybe not.
Minecraft.
I don't know. Some sort of design anyway for Hillary. Currently running in 12th place. He's actually sandwiched by 2 pros at the moment. Tom Bryson. Look at that, Bradley Lovings. There he is in the Lamborghini. I've got to say, which looks fantastic as well in the almost chromish, bluish colour. He is already 13th. What a great start from him. And, well, what could he have done if he'd have qualified a bit better? We're not sure, but this is a great start. Up 11 so far. Yeah,
great job from Brad Lovins. He's getting used to that Lamborghini, of course. I'm sure he would have done some laps in practice. They're all fairly spread out in front. It's like the front guys escaped, the next one's escaped, and then it's just been so on and so forth all the way through. But Lovins now with Hillary, with Bryce. Then Lovins has got 2.6 to Pernell Hanley in behind him. Then Modric, Svorak there as well. Then 1.27 seconds to Will Bailey behind that. So action seems to be middle to back here in this field side so far.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd normally see this in the Coffee Cup, to be fair. the front guys do get a little bit more spread out, but it's the midfield where all the action is. But with so many drivers in this field, there's likely to be action right the way from start to finish here from Midohio, as Bakker loses a place to Price for 9th, and that was a mistake from Bakker, who was a second or so in front actually, and now is a second or so behind. So that was definitely a mistake. Hayden Young, meanwhile, into the pit lane. Can this be a scheduled pit stop? Because the guys are limited in terms of fuel. 60% of the normal tank. 45 minutes seems like a long way to go.
Yeah, it definitely does. They are going to have to take a pit stop, I think, to be honest with you. They're never going to get to the end. I think that's just highly unlikely, as Lovings is now in behind Bryce. He cleared Hillerick in the end. Hayden Young just plummeting down the order. I'm hoping he's hoping he comes out in the middle of some clean racetrack, to be honest with you. Not that there's a lot on the race circuit, I've got to be honest, but he's surely going to try and find it. But Lovings here, having a nice little scrap with Bryce in that Corvette, as this is the lead battle on the racetrack.
It's yeah, the battle for the highest place. Lovings looks to the inside here, down at turn 4, and he's not quite close enough. He is close to being close enough though, and you can see that by the way that Bryce was just defending on the way into the corner. Lovings now looking for a way through into the middle sector, but this is where things get a lot more tricky. This is where the character of this circuit really comes into it. Oh, he's a bit wide there, and he's in the grass. Oh, back in the day he would have been skating off the circuit there with the old iRacing grass, but he gets away with it just about.
Yeah, great job from Bradley Lovings there. Did manage to get away with that one. He's going to have to go a little bit again and again here, but there's nice action behind Olinger. Olinger leading the arms, of course. Dudkowski, Claudio's in behind that. Then we've got Gardner and DeVace in with Julian Rees in the background. So these guys fighting out. This is the middle section. This is a mixture of classes, but at the moment the main positions, Will Bailey's holding it at the moment in the Ford, and he's in 16th, so he's 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, all battling for that 16th place.
Yeah, it's a big group for 17th at the moment. Very, very big group. You see a group of 4 just up the road as well. Group of 3 involving Lovings that we were following a moment ago as well. There's some very big groups on this circuit at the moment. Out of the keyhole they come now and onto the straight. Claudio in behind Dudkowski. Surely there's going to be a dive maybe between these two Corvettes, or does he bide his time? He looks to the inside but doesn't go for it. And instead it's Gardner. Oh, he has a look. Is that Gardner rather? I'm not sure at the moment actually who's in behind Claudio, because it's supposed to be John Gardner, who's in a Mercedes. Yeah. So that's Tidwell, who is a lap down after his pit stop, 56 seconds in the lane. That's confused me a lot. But he is right in there. There he is, 33rd. John Gardner has got his own thing to worry about here. Josh Bay's right in behind him.
Yeah, there's a bit of a mixture here. Tidwell really sort of sitting in the middle of that pack, and then there's another one as well, I think, in the middle. Who is, so this is Gardner in this Mercedes. There's Tidwell there. And then we've got Claudio in front of him. So Tidwell's the only one that's kind of put himself in a position at the moment. But Bryce is having a right little ding-dong with Lovings at this moment in time.
Yeah, Lovings is knocking on the door of a top 10 here, and he has been for a little while. Almost 15 minutes gone here, or just over 10 gone in this first race of the day. First race of the season, rather, here at Midohio. Lovings in the slipstream of that Corvette. Surely he's going to be going through as Bakker's having a look at Price. Lovings is having a look at Bryce. Here he goes, top 10, surely for Bradley Lovings at turn 4. Bryce still alongside him though. He cuts him off nicely. Lovings dives for the apex, and he has got 10th place rather in that Lamborghini. That is a good job from him. And again, continues to work his way through the field. He has gained the most places of anybody, unsurprisingly, up 14 from where he started in 24th.
Yeah, it's a great job from Brad there as well. Didn't quite get the laps he wanted to in qualifying, of course. Cold tyres did not help that situation, but he still managed to make his way up 14 places currently. Quinton Price is sitting here, and he's got Bakker right up his exhaust pipe at the moment, and Bakker's putting him under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, he is. Through the first corner, they both missed the apex slightly there at turn 1. Hayden Young, by the way, spent 26 seconds in pit lane, still down towards the back end of the field. I'm not sure 60% fuel though is going to take you 45 minutes, so he might be in again later. It's a shame for his first race of the season, as Price now continues to hold off Bakker. Quintin Price second in the Pro-Am standings at the moment, in that 8th position overall, down towards turn 4, and he will keep the place again. So I'd imagine before Bakker actually gets past Price, Lovings is going to be with them, I would imagine, because the pace he's showing so far.
Oh, he did get a bit of a slide on around that last corner though, did Bradley Lovings, so he's got to be a little bit careful. But at the same time, we've got Bakker and Price, and then in front, we've just started to get Cody Bonte in the Porsche. He's got Jeremy Cheney and Michael Dione in behind him, but there is a nice little tight situation going on here. Dudkowski, Gardner and DeVace, of course, with Tidwell in that mix, but even further down, we've got Javier Sierra, Ryan Merriam, Hayden Young, all trying to come back through the field here.
Yep, we certainly have. So many guys trying to make up the positions that they've lost earlier on in the day. Pernod Hano's just lost about 3 in one go there, and Rick Modric just slips through, the last of them to just manage to get through there. Sierra continues to hold back Merriam in 29th. It's going to be a big race of recovery for Ryan Merriam, and surely he's going to get past Sierra in the not too distant future. No, not through the carousel anyway. As change for the lead meantime, Faluna's off. The race leader, Brian Faluna's off, and Alfie Nichols now leads this race. How has that happened? Brian Faluna has lost this lead.
I don't know, is the answer. There's Nichols' pass on Faluna. What did he...
Oh no!
That's a Corvette.
Well, it's a McLaren. That's a McLaren.
Was it a McLaren?
It's Peter Castelline, I think, in the McLaren. And Faluna's got big damage. Yeah, it's Castelline. And therein point is exactly why lap cars should not get out the way for the leaders.
Or just make it clear that the leaders can go through in a necessary fashion, but they don't have to go and dive up the rear end of them. Guys,
it's very hard to do that when you can't talk to them.
I reckon if we go on board, if I can find his cockpit, he was already out the way. Watch.
Well, he's not. He's unpredictable. That's the point. He's unpredictable. He's on the racing line. Now he's not.
No, but he's left the inside line wide open. Well, he literally left the inside line wide open for him.
Yeah, but when Faluna's doing this live and he doesn't know there's about to be a crash and he's about to slow down, he's got no idea that inside line's going to be open, because on a normal day, you're way too far back to go through.
You use your eyes. Like, I don't even drive and I could see he was leaving me the inside line open.
Yeah, because you know he's slowing down. You've seen the replay.
No, but I would have known even in the car, there's a big old gap on the inside.
You might have known, but it's another thing getting the car to move over when you've already started to brake.
Do you want to take this outside? That's it.
No, that's exactly why you don't slow down and get out the way.
Why you move out the way like he did and you go up the inside.
No, you can't just change your line or when you've already started braking. It's not possible. I mean, you try and get a Porsche to change direction. You've watched enough of these races to know that Porsche is not going to just move out the way on a dime because there's someone braking in front.
Oh, I don't know. Let me know.
It's just not possible. It's physics.
Let us know.
It's just physics.
I still think he could have got round that.
He definitely couldn't. He would. Do you think he did it on purpose?
No, I think he
just
didn't
trying to drink. He's trying to get rowdy. He's already turning.
I tell you what, me and you, sunshine. Look. So he's pulled that line. He's over. He's on the left. He's got the door wide open. Look, he cannot make that any more obvious.
Well, he could just carry on as normal. That would be more predictable and the better thing to do. But
so you're doubting yourself now because you've seen it from that angle and how much time he did.
I'm not doubting myself.
Around there.
I'm still absolutely. I'm absolutely sure I'm right because he's slowed down on the racing line. He's not predictable.
Go, that's it.
Bill Backer's off the road, by the way. More important things are happening. Bill Backer's just got off from the top 10. He was trying to get past Price, so I wonder whether there might have been contact here. Maybe it was on his own. Price a bit deep into turn 4.
Lovings.
Back on the. Oh no, Bradley Lovings. Oh no.
Oh dearie me. Oh, Kenny Bouchard's in YouTube chat. I spoke to Kenny for ages. What's up, Ken? So there we go.
Trying to, he's just trying to change the subject, I think. He doesn't want to hear us arguing anymore.
I don't know.
He might have been here the whole time.
Let us know YouTube chat what's going on. What do you reckon? Did he have enough room? Did he not? Otherwise, me and you could be here all day. We generally argue about this point quite happily.
Yeah, well, because you just don't, anyway. You're not seeing it, but anyway, never mind.
See what? He did not realise he was going on the inside and he drove out the back end of it.
No, you're not seeing the fact that it's so unpredictable when the lap car moves out the way. You've got no idea what they're about to do next. As Bryce and Hillerick about to battle themselves here. That's a very tight line for Hillerick, and he's not going to manage it to get through. He's third place, Hillerick, in the Pro-Am class, but rather bizarrely, he's stuck behind a pro at the moment, who's rather preventing him from getting towards Cody Bont and Quentin Price, who are 1 and 2 in Pro-Am. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be a continual fight of battles here. I think we're going to see a little bit of a spread going on, and then they sort of drop down the order, don't they, as they go along here. Like we see Claudio and Penel Hanout having a nice little ding-dong in the Acura and the Corvette, and then behind that you see Follinger, Gardner, Bukowski in the base. They're still fighting it out once again. Claudio here in that Corvette. He's chasing down Hanout in the Acura. We'll find out how these goes here as well. But quite interested, actually. I wonder which one of these cars is the quickest one. Is it the Acura or is it the Corvette?
Well, what, generally or in a straight line? Just generally?
Generally.
Yeah, I don't know. About to find out, I suppose. It's two of the newer cars to the R Racing service. Not the newest anymore, I don't think. The Mustang was after them, actually.
Didn't they come out all around about the same time?
Yeah, they kind of were, really. Yeah, I can't remember which order they came, to be honest, but I think that's the right order. Anyway, Claudio will again have a chance down towards turn 4, but it's difficult to manage. In the background, Gardner actually got past Ollinger there for the lead in AM. So that was a lead change, and Bryce, meanwhile, keeps Hillerick behind. That allows Dan Svorak to close in as well. But, John Gardner now leads in the Mercedes in the AM class.
Yeah, he's cleared Ollinger. I think Dukowski has either come out and has got some problems or he's dropped out. He hasn't had any issues. I don't see anything. Michael Vester has had his own dramas. Gardner passed Dukowski. And they went back to boards for a while. And then Gardner passed Ollinger. So I wonder how that all came about here.
Yeah. And 2, looks like a dive down the inside, quite a long way back. Oh, late, yeah, very late. But Ollinger saw him coming, gave him the room, and he's made that work. No flash of the lights on the exit, but that was quite late. This is Bukowski versus Josh Vase out the final corners, and Brian Faluna has got himself back on track again after his trip to the pit lane. He might be able to go to the end of the race, but only 13 seconds of fuel, so might not quite be able to. He now gets up to the back of the Corvette for a top 20, and he will get down the inside. That was a lot less late, and that was a nice easy pass down the inside.
Yeah, absolutely there as well. Zombie Kebab, who is my bloody Nora. I can't remember his name now. Good to see you still going strong. Josh, to like and comment, help you out. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. We are still going strong as well. Oh my God, how bad is this? He used to commentary for us.
That is bad. You're supposed to be the owner here. It's no idea. It doesn't even know his employees' names.
There you go. I knew it was something like that. Thanks, Steve. Sorry, dude. I've literally slept a lot. Maybe we ain't spoken for ages. I'll give over. Do you remember every commentator you used to work with by their YouTube names?
No, but I don't employ them either.
He's not offended. It's been a while, so there you go. I haven't spoken to Steve for ages. Steve, what are you up to? How was everything anyway, dude? I hope it all settled down. I know you have a lot of madness going on in your life. I hope it's all settled down for you, fella. So there we go.
Into the pit lane for Tom Bryce from the top. Was he in the top 10? He was just about in the top 10 at the time. He's dropped down now for a fuel stop, and this is where these races start to get interesting now. The one-stop races that we see in this series. 55 minutes. Faluna gets down the inside of Josh Vase, another driver who is not in his class, but there's another point for the championship. It's where it gets interesting now in the mid part of the race. When do you stop? What traffic are you going to be in? As Lovings is still in traffic here, having not stopped.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading that message in YouTube chat. The thing is, when you've got so many cars on a circuit, now you can look on the track map in the top right-hand corner. They're all very spread out. So when you pit, it's all about trying to find the space that you need. And at the moment, there ain't a lot of it because of the nature of the way the cars are spread out across the circuit. So unfortunately, at the moment, there's a go into the pits and make your chance. And I think Lovin's just got let through there by Quinton Price. But then again, there's no need for Price to really fight that one. I think they might have been on the same team this season because they're in very similar colour reverse liveries there as well. Steve, hit me up, bud, when you are fixed and sorted there, dude. I definitely could probably sort something out at the same time.
Yeah, they do look like teammates, these two. Slightly different liveries, but they do look similar. It looks like it, yeah. Or maybe not reverse, but some variation-ish. Yeah. They're just slightly different. I think the design actually might be slightly different as well. But you can see the banner actually, it says their name is in the same font. It's in the same colour. They do seem to be teammates. Hanno versus Claudio through turn 2, and that's not a great run for the Acura that seemed to get good drive actually off the corner, but didn't seem to last very long. So not sure what that's. Flash of the lights, and Hanno stuck behind Claudio.
I wonder if there was a little bit of drama. Oh, blimey, he come from a long way back. Hanno gave him room, and then I think they're going to lean on each other very shortly.
Why does Hanno slow down there? That's my, got good drive, and then he just sort of seems to, it's almost like he hit the brakes for some reason, and then flashes the lights.
All right, I don't know. Come on, shot, not in the car. Michael Dion having a go scrap here as well.
See, you seem so personally offended when I'm asking you. I'm just, they're rhetorical questions, really.
The problem is you're asking me questions and I don't know the answers. So I don't want to sit here and go, I don't know. 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 I don't know.
They're rhetorical questions, really.
I know,
I'm not expecting you to answer them.
So I'll just sit here and say nothing then. You ask me a question, I'll just shut up. Oh, Ewan, how we've missed each other for OGRL. No, to be honest, it did look a little bit weird. Now, I do wonder whether or not he was lifting because he might have had a slowdown or something at the same time. So, but I'm not entirely sure where he would have got that on this circuit, to be blatantly honest with you. So, no, you do. On that, just popped in and say hi, can solid stream. Take care, buddy. Have a good one. Michael Dione, however, is chasing down Jeremy Cheney and having a right little ding-dong with it.
For 4th place here, these two. It should be a top 5 position maybe when the pit stops have all worked themselves out, but we're not sure where Faluna will be yet when this all works out. 60% fuel should get you at least 36 minutes into the race, which is in the last 20 minutes you'll need to stop. So maybe Faluna will be able to make it home actually on fuel. Maybe Hayden Young as well, but I'm less sure about him. He's actually working his way past T. Follinger now, who has just dropped away. John Gardner now the definite leader of the AM class with nobody really around him. He's a long way ahead. And here comes Dion meantime. No, through turn 1 he got a good run, but not close enough at the keyhole to go through as we approach halfway in this race.
Yeah, it'd be a great job from him if these guys. I do wonder how much further they're going to be able to get though as well, because what we're on 28 minutes. Dion trying to go around the outside here. I think Cheney's Cheney let him go through.
Did a bit, yeah. So he knows there's nearly half an hour to go and thinks, well, there's not much point battling too hard for this right now. As Cheney, we'll just try and follow in the wheel tracks of that BMW that does look quicker, doesn't it? Dion looks very quick. Up to 4th place now. He's gained 7 on the day, so clearly he's qualified a little bit lower than where he's going to end up racing in this race today. Same for Bradley Lovings, who's up 17. Unsurprisingly, still the biggest mover forward, but some of those positions are because of pit stops now, so it's a little bit of a different one to look at. This is the group for 13th place, though. Involves Faluna. It's the biggest group on the circuit, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, just looking at Hayden Young. He's been in the pit lane, but he didn't get past Faluna when Faluna pitted him up the line. I'm a little bit worried about Hayden Young. I don't know if that was a good choice to go into the pit lane, to be honest with you.
A very long stop. I don't know why he came in at that point, whether he had damage, but 26 seconds of fuel suggests that, because he'd only done 6 laps, which means that not very much fuel would have actually come out of the car. After 6 laps or so, we've only done 8 minutes or so, 9 minutes. So not much fuel should have come out the car really at that stage. Maybe 15% or so of the tank. So that shouldn't take very much time to fill up at all.
Somebody in the wall
only
there.
Pit stop. Somebody's in the wall down there.
I think that's
turn
Hansen.
one. Again. He's already been in one crash this afternoon. Oh, and this is a solo slide. Oh, and he's collected by a Mustang. Oh, and he eventually finds the wall. He's already used his fast repair. That could be a long repair now for Adam Hansen.
Yeah, dark sided it into the wall, unfortunately for him, as Claudio goes past Mr. Modric. Faluna's now in behind these guys in that Porsche. Penel Hanel H. Gardner and Dustin DeVace is there further back as he's watching the Mercedes of Gardner and Penel Hanel have a nice little ding-dong. Gardner leading the AMs, of course.
Yep. And second is Curtis Matthews, who is quite a few positions back. There's the class split. So first in the AMs, John Gardner, then it is Curtis Matthews. Jim Sawyer is third, followed by Hugh Follinger, who's dropped to fourth now in the last couple of moments. Lee McFadden is fifth in AM. In Pro-Am, Cody Bont is leading. We're following Just Face, who's going to get past Rick Modric, actually, who comes into the pit lane now to get out of this traffic, I would imagine. He's going to get past, actually, Just Face. He's going to get past Gardner. So no class positions made there for Just Face. He's up to 9th, though. Cody Bont still leads, second ahead of Quentin Price. Then it is James Hillerick, Jan Svorak and Bill Backer, who rounds out the top 5. Side by side, Just Face still defending from Gardner. Side by side. And Gardner's just about going to stay there on the outside line, side by side on the way down towards turn 4. And maybe Gardner will finally get himself in front, but this is a battle he could do without, really, with people not in his class.
Yeah, I think for him, he just need kind of... I don't know if I would have let them go by now, or what the issue is. Ryan Merriam's going to try and hold it around the outside. Not going to be good for that Porsche to try and do that either, to be honest with you. Through the right-hander. They go now through the left. Ryan Merriam does just about sweep round the outside. Now Gardner's got Dudkowski for company.
He just nearly hit Merriam there, did Gardner. That could have been trouble. But there's another one of our contenders who have had issues earlier on today. Ryan Merriam, who only pitted on lap 1, so he will have to pit again at some point. These are, in effect, legitimate battles that Merriam's involved with now. You know, he's racing these guys for position. And he'll be disappointed with that since he qualified on pole and had a solo incident to begin this race.
Yeah, he definitely did, but he did go in pit lane. Now the question is whether or not he can get to the end. I'm not entirely sure whether or not he can, to be honest with you. Probert is under a little bit of pressure from David Van Roy at the moment. Van Roy in the Acura this season, swapped over from the Mustang, chasing down Tim Probert in that McLaren, of course, the resident of the McLaren. But he is under a little bit of pressure at the moment from Van Roy. So we're going to see how this one pans out. So I think this could be quite a spicy one.
Yeah, they were in different classes last season, in Season 3, so great to see them together now. We didn't really get, I don't think Probert did any of Season 2, actually. And so it is great to see him now in a GT3 field where there are a lot more people around him, and we can see him race against some others, as Sawyer's dropping down the field, and Claudio was there a moment ago as well. Jim Sawyer's still off the circuit as he goes on to another lap. But yeah, is that him just in front here? Might be. Yeah, it is, as he was battling side by side, clipped by one of the Ferraris, and that, Hayden Young with more damage, I think that is.
Yeah, I think that's Hayden Young there. He's gone off as well. Castelline's back in pit lane. I think Young might have to go back in pit lane as well here, because I think... Okay, back on again. I'm sure that
bumper was coming off. Unless there's somebody else in the same livery who we were just said was Hayden Young when it wasn't. No. I don't think there is.
That is very bizarre. I'm sure that bumper was coming off there, but never mind. As he goes again, but Penel Hanel has got Dustin DeVace and Gardner in behind him.
Yeah, again, the biggest group in the field. No longer the Corvette of Claudio involved, but we do still have the 4 of them. If you count Dudkowski, just hovering in the background there as well. It's part of this group, which you really have to at this stage. 22 minutes to go. We're well over halfway now, in approaching the final moments of this race. Those final pit stops as well, and we'll see for those leaders whether they're going to be anywhere near Brian Faluna. What's going to happen at the front of the field, as well as in this midfield battle here, which has provided so much of the entertainment so far. Just Face gets really close to Hanout now through Thunder Valley.
Yeah, he's running behind him at the moment. It's Just Face. He's now just trying to get away from Gardner as well. But Hanout's there through the left-hander they go, or the right-hander I should say. Now through the left. I don't know if Dustface is close enough, to be honest with you. Going into turn number 1, he's not at the moment, and it's not a heavy braking zone 1. You know, you're kind of dab, point, shoot situation. Do you know what I mean? So it isn't a full stop corner as such. I think you know what I mean by that. But I think this is the thing for these guys. They've got to try and find places where they can make the overtakes, because it's very difficult on this circuit.
Yeah, it is. There's no doubt about that. It's pretty tricky at Mid-Ohio. Gardner, though, has got a good chance down here at turn 4. I don't think he's interested. Dustface is not in his class. And Gardner's got a decent gap over Curtis Matthews of about 15 seconds at the moment that he really doesn't want to jeopardise by making any rash overtakes. So he stays where he is. Cody Bont, meanwhile, comes into from the lead of Pro-Am.
Yeah, Bont into pit lane now. And he's sitting in, was 6th overall. The question's going to be, Quinton Price is going to pick it up, and he's going to be leading, and we'll see how he gets on, because he's the only one, Hilleric's in behind him. It'll be fascinating to see how long Ryan Merriam can go.
Yeah. How much further into this can he go? Faluna actually catching up to him, so these two have both been delayed by various things so far this afternoon, are now together on the racetrack for 8th and 9th in this race, which is good to see, I guess, for these two. But Merriam still has to stop here. Faluna, I don't think, has to stop again. The question for Faluna is going to be, where is he going to be in relation to Alfie Nichols? At the moment, he's about 50 seconds behind him. The pit stop likely to be about 10 to 15 seconds for Nichols. It's not going to be 40 seconds to travel through the pit lane, so I think Nichols is the net race leader. Luna has definitely lost some time in all of the traffic, and indeed the incident that he had earlier as well.
Yeah, not helped there at all, with Hayden Young also having dramas at the same time. So there's a couple of people at the moment who could be in quite a bad spot, and some that could be in quite a good spot from their pit stop cycle. Hillerick, Sporak and Curtis Matthews all battling out on the racetrack. But I'm going to be interested with the fact of here, does he have to stop? Do we honestly believe Ryan Merriam's got to stop again?
Yes, he pitted on lap 1.
Okay.
So I would say so, yeah. He might not do it for a while yet. You know, could go pretty deep into this race, but yeah, I do believe that this is going to be a stop for Merriam. And not for Faluna, actually. The more I get into this race, the more I think that he can make it. I mean, they've already done over 35 minutes. 36 is the minimum, what I said earlier, what I'd expect from around here. And actually, Midohio, not a huge fuel burn circuit, so might even be able to get towards 10 minutes to go before we finally see those stops from the leaders.
Yeah, I think so. Backer and Matthews there are battling it out. Matthews has just defended that position from Backer. I'm not even too sure if he really needs to get involved with this, to be blatantly honest, being that it's not actually his fight to go and have a go at. Do you know what I mean? He's in a different class there. I don't know why you would want to have a battle, to be blatantly honest. If Backer's quicker, let him go. It's only going to hold you up, especially with Pete Follinger, who's not overly far away from you at the moment. He's only about 6-7 seconds. So he has got to be a little bit careful for Matthews, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he does. So now come down towards turn 4. Backer holds the place. Here comes Hayden Young. Oh, that was a squeeze. And he nearly tried to fit his car down the gap there. It was always closing there. Curtis Matthews was certainly covering him off. But again, these are the annoying moments when you're a pro driver. You're going to the end of the race on this tank of fuel, but you're stuck in amongst those who haven't pitted yet, and you just can't quite get past them at certain places. Yeah,
Dudkowski's in, Claudia's in. Looks the guys up front, Probert, Van Roy, Dion, Cheney, who have not pitted yet. We're going to find out how much longer these can go. Hayden Young, lap 6. Then again, as I say, he had a 26-second stop, which ain't even, it's not even like he got a penalty. So he's either taken tyres
Yeah, mate. Yeah, tyres a shout. Yeah, maybe.
Massive amounts of fuel. I don't know.
I mean, he can't have taken on fuel because, you know, when you start the race, unless he started the race with his qualifying fuel load, which would have been an error, of course, but he would have just about been able to get away with it. He now takes the late apex and surely will get past Curtis Matthews this time round. He's actually almost passed before turn 3, which is the bend in the straight here on the way down towards 4. Yeah, he should be through here. But yeah, that's the puzzling one for me. The fact he only did 6 laps, which means, as I said earlier, you know, 15% of your tank probably only is open at that stage. 15% of your tank to refill again does not take 26 seconds. So that would mean the overall pit stop times would be over 2 minutes, which we don't see when we're doing longer races and you're taking on a full tank of fuel in a GT3. So yeah, that's the puzzling one for me. It's the pit stop time that's the puzzling one, not necessarily the fact he came in so early. You know, that's a viable call if he wants to do that, but the time is the real difficult one to work out.
Yeah, it's so long. I don't get it. I don't get it unless he's taking the tyres. That's the only thing I can think of. Bryce is here. Bryce has got an interesting one. He's got second in the AMs and McFadden. And now Hannah in front of him. Well, I was saying that McFadden's just gone through on Bryce. The Bryce is that. No, hold on. There's a car in between that, isn't there? I think that was a back marker.
Car there.
Yeah. Bryce and McFadden. Robert Van Roy Dion in pit lane. Cheney pit lane.
That was Nicholas Marshall, by the way. Brett Basil's having a long stop as well. We do have a few retirements. Adam Hansen, Peter Castelline and Michael Champlin all out of the race at various times here today, unfortunately. But yes, we do have pit stops. Just over 15 minutes to go. Nichols has already been in, and so it's up to the others now to get out ahead of him. Van Roy has got out into second place. That's a good pit stop from him, but Alfie Nichols is still leading this race, and it's a bit of a longer, well, not really. Michael Dion actually normal length pit stop, same for Tim Probert as well, but he's lost it. It feels like he's a bit further behind than what he was before. Here comes Dion. That's a lap car. Is that the AM leader? Gardner again, might be, as he makes his way through. So Nichols leads. He loses a couple of seconds, though, for David Van Roy, who is now into second place, just over 3 seconds behind. Balluna
only up to 6th. Balluna only up to 6th. So there we go. Ryan Merriam is in pit lane. We did say he might have to come in again. Lee McFadden's gone on under drama. Now I'm hoping this isn't caused by... It does look like this is all on his own, actually. Oh, dude, you're already loose. Stop it. Slow the car down. Silly boy. And away he goes for Lee McFadden. He was already loose on his way in.
Yep, and couldn't. That next corner comes in so fast. You haven't really got time to gather it up again before you have to turn in for turn 9, and he spins around. There's Ryan Merriam, who's made his second stop of the day, and he will be able to get to the end of the race now. He's closing in on Dan Svorak. Cody Bont is now second in Pro-Am behind Quentin Price. Bradley Lovings is now just in behind Bont as well. They're battling away for the highest position that there is a battle for, actually, in this race at the moment. Further down, Curtis Matthews is leading the race in AM, but I don't think he has stopped yet. Heath Hollinger is in front of John Gardner after the pit stops as well. So Gardner had a long stop, 22 seconds. I wonder whether he put tyres on that car, which would be a puzzling one, but his stop was 10 seconds longer. And so Hollinger is now leading. Will he be ahead of Curtis Matthews, though, after he makes his stop?
Matthews, he come out of pit lane, didn't he? Didn't start on the grid. That's why I've got a registered pit time of pit lap 0. However, that's not going to help him.
Off. That is not going to help. He was trying to take the wider line because he needs to come into pit lane, but he took it too wide, unfortunately. Went off. That will have cost him a second or two. We'll see whether it matters in the end as Hollinger comes through here to try and take the lead in the AM class.
Yeah, Hollinger's right up by the carousel. He's actually a little bit further up than that, isn't he, at the moment? He's coming into the right-hander of turn 4. So effectively, Matthews should come out in the lead here because of just how far ahead of Hollinger he is. Oh, hold on. No, Hollinger's there. Why is he not on his way out? He's 18, 20 seconds. Why is he not out? Why are you not out? He took tyres. That's the only thing I could think of for them 20-second stops, you know.
Yeah, same. And we'll see how he takes it for this first lap as well. Whether he's going to be taking it easy here as Hollinger comes into turn 2. He is going to lead here, and you know, I'm puzzled as to why these guys are taking tyres in just an hour-long race, because the time you're losing on cold tyres is massive, especially because they're stopping so late. I would understand it more if they pitted halfway through the race and then it sort of is evened out over the course of the day as Lovings goes through into 8th. But 12 minutes to go. It takes you so long to heat them up, you barely get the benefit at all. You certainly don't get the benefit for the amount of time you lose.
Yeah, it seems nuts, to be blatantly honest. Tarina's in YouTube chat. Good evening, afternoon, morning, depending where you are. Here a little late, but here for Price, you know the drill. Yeah, Quinton Price there for Tarina. So, yeah, well done. Thank you so much for joining us. Did you do the mums race? I can't remember. No, did you do the mums? I can't remember if you did or not. No, that wasn't
there. So I can't.
Dude, you missed so much fun. Wicked, wicked. No, that was Tidwell's mum who did the mums race. It was so funny, bro. So funny. It was awesome.
I can't remember what I was doing. I was maybe I don't think I was home. I don't know. Anyway.
I think you were
yeah.
late.
Yeah, it might have been. Anyway, here goes Bradley Lovings anyway, just in front of Cody Bont again, and 7th place might be his limit this afternoon, but he's done a good job to come through the field the way that he has. 16 places gained so far. He's still gaining the most of anybody in this field, as expected really, with 16 to your name. But again, he'll be wondering what could have happened if he'd got qualifying right, because he's clearly got some good speed around here.
Yeah, he has, but don't forget it's first run out. I'm sure he must have practiced in this Lambo. I don't think he just thought, I know, I'm going to go into the session and pick a Lamborghini. You know, I'm sure he must have practiced in it for Bradley, but it is weird seeing him in the Lambo, not going to lie. But then again, I do wonder if that was a team request with Quinton Price, that they both drive Lamborghinis. Of course, Lovins in front, Price in front of Lovins at the moment. So Lovins is going to have to try and come back through again, but he has got Cody Bont for company.
He has, and he's not going to be challenged by Bont down in towards turn 4 this time round. Bont is going to take the slipstream and say thanks very much for that as he comes down to turn 4. Modric and Hanno also close for 16th, and the only group left in the field is for 19th. We've seen a race of really large groups here today, but now down to just 3 for 19th place as the biggest in the field. But it's been a good start to the season as far as battling has gone. It's been, on the most part, very clean and good entertainment, as well as Hanno tries to get past Modric here for 16th overall and a place in the Pro-Am race as well.
Yeah, hopefully Merriam can get back to top 5 after I T-boned him at the start. I'm guessing that's Mr. Hansen. And Jav there, yeah. I don't know, I'm not reading that without Google translating it, but somebody has just gone flying off the circuit, and that is Rick Mottridge.
I think that's a bit of encouragement.
I can get that, but you know, when you want to read it out, but you're really not too sure if you're reading the right thing, because I don't understand the language, so I am going to use Google Translate for that one.
Yep, very helpful. Modric gets himself back on in 18th. Bryce gets in front. Why is Bryce down there? 13 seconds of a pit stop for him. Have I missed something there? He's now down to 17th. He was battling with Lovings and so on in the bottom end of the top 10 earlier.
A bit weird. Dudkowski's there. Him and Julian Rees have just swapped places as well. It says let's go, but the last name is the same, but I can't actually find anybody in the race by that last name. And there's only one
nickname,
other thing that I'm aware that can get called that, to be honest.
So that's the nickname, I would imagine. Into the second corner for Dudkowski. Oh, in contact! Dudkowski hit by Race, and Claudio collected too. Oh, it's carnage down at turn 2. There's a Ferrari off as well. Oh, it's carnage. There's bodywork everywhere now as well. The Ferrari's lost its front end as it was trying to get past Dudkowski. Oh, it happened down at turn 2. It was just a bit of nose-to-tail contact. Dudkowski going slower because he's on a tight line there. It was hit by Race a bit carelessly. Claudio tried to get round the outside, just got clipped there. And then who's that? Comes steaming in the Ferrari. Loses their front end as well. Sierra, that might have been, actually.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. I thought it was DeVace, but it's not. It is Sierra, you are right. So, yeah, that was quite a dramatic moment there where people went off. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Well, hello. What's happened here? Nichols is suddenly with Venroy, and it must have happened on this lap because the last lap only half a second gained by Venroy. It can't have all happened in that last lap. It's got to be this one as well. And maybe that lap traffic has got something to do with it as well. Maybe Nichols was one of those involved and had to slow down to avoid all of that. I don't know. But there you go, 23.6 on that last lap from him.
Yeah, definitely not a good one. Definitely not a good one from Nichols, especially as it was a 21.5 from Van Roy. So Van Roy now can see him. He's got the bit between the teeth here. And it's going to be going after Alfie Nichols. Who's going to come out on top with 6 minutes to go?
I think Nichols had to slow down for that crash. I think he was lapping those guys. If you notice, those guys who have all just crashed are the first ones a lap down now. So I think Nichols saw that in front of him, had to slow down, not to get involved in it all, and it's allowed Van Roy to catch right up here. Let's have a look. Yeah, there he is. He's right in the middle of this. He does a good job of avoiding. So where does he go? He brakes to he slows down quite a lot, and Sierra should have followed him actually in the end with hindsight, but obviously he didn't know that at the time. He went straight into the crash, but Nichols had to really slow down there. Van Roy could fly straight through because they were all off the road by the time he got there.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, is it goes to show that you can slow down for yellow flags, right?
That's why they don't. He's just lost 2 seconds.
No, I was talking about what we saw earlier on as well. Do you remember that?
Eh?
We saw earlier, before we come and did this one, and the one we just done before this, where nobody slowed down for yellows and it was chaos, right? Alfie Nichols is literally giving you a demonstration on why you should slow down. Because if you slow down enough like he did, you can make it through without any dramas.
Well, I'll give the other guys a little bit of a pass, because that was lap 1, and this is in the middle of the race, which means everyone's a bit more spread out than on lap 1, where you're all on top of each other anyway. So it's quite, even if you do hit the brakes, obviously it takes time to stop. And sometimes if you're all on top of each other anyway, you're all just going to plough into each other anyway. So I'll give them a little bit of slack, the guys earlier, for that one at the first chicane at the bend, which we're going to be at next week, and hopefully we don't see something similar, because it is a bit of a tricky first chicane. As Faluna's just in behind Cheney here for 5th place. Is he going to get through maybe down towards turn 4? It looks like it. As lap cars being negotiated here. Faluna, yeah, does indeed get through into the top 5. So Nichols, 5 minutes to go. He has got probably 4 laps left as well here in this race, and Van Roy has got exactly that amount of time to try and work his way through into an opening race win as well.
How's he going to do that? Can't see where he's going to do that, because I think when Nichols doesn't have traffic in front of him, he pulls away from Van Roy. And Probert's tucked in behind us. This could be an epic three-way fight, depending on how close they're going to get coming into the end. So just hold on to your hats, guys, because this is going to get a little bit spicy.
Late on the brakes there, and Nichols got it a bit wrong, but Van Roy followed him. And Probert's now probably closest. If these two start to fight for second, Nichols can go on to take the win here pretty easily. As they come out of turn 2, he's definitely getting slipstreamed down towards 4. It's hard to know what to do if you're Probert here, because the likelihood of him overtaking both of these two legitimately on circuit is quite low. The likelihood of them two colliding him and him being able to slip through is also quite low. So hard to know what to do. Does he just take second place and bank that and let Alfie Nichols take the win? I'm not sure what he's going to do here as he watches the front two battle away.
The problem is Ben Roy's in that middle. He doesn't know whether to defend, he doesn't know whether to attack, and if he attacks, he could open the door up for Probert to get in behind him. So it's going to be really, really difficult here how they're going to handle this, and how is Van Roy going to handle this. But Nichols, searching the apex. He got that wrong there. He went in too deep, and he knew he hit the brake, tried to pull the car back onto the apex, and that just gave everybody a concertina effect in behind him.
And look at this, Van Roy is super close now, so is Probert coming down to turn 2. It's a decent overtaking chance down here at the keyhole, so have a look at the inside maybe. Van Roy has a look, and Nichols goes a bit deep, but he does like that line, taking a little bit of a later apex and a run onto the back straight. Van Roy not quite with the same run, and Probert really close in behind the Acura, who was on a bit of a different line there. He's going to be forced to the inside. Probert doesn't really give him a choice as far as ways to defend. He's immediately alongside, down into turn 4, outside line. Is it going to be a McLaren 1-2 here? Not quite. They battle side by side, and Probert's through. He brakes later. Van Roy goes for the cutback, but he can't do it, and surely now Alfie Nichols is strong favourite to take this race.
You're counting out Tim Probert early. I I think you're counting out Tim Probert early. Still got 2 minutes on the clock. We should get at least one more, maybe. I think it's still very early. I think Probert's still got quite the pace here. He has got pace on him. And if Nichols keeps doing this, the boys ain't taking long to catch up with him.
Yeah, they didn't lose as much time as I thought they would, battling side by side like that. Nichols has not quite been able to take advantage. Less than 2 minutes to go. Even despite the overtake, Probert quicker than Nichols. He's soaking up the pressure at the moment, but he's got to do it for 2 more laps. I don't think Ben Roy's quite got it in the Acura. He's just tailing off now at the end, but Probert is looking good. He is looking strong in that second place. He breaks latest, but they both do. They've got that line through the keel down very nicely. It gives the inside open to the driver in behind for sure, but as long as they pull it back in time for the late apex, they're okay. Now down the straight into turn 4. Probert right in behind. He cannot get past down into turn 4. It's going to have to be on the last lap for Probert if he's going to do it. Oh, wow. Gets super close at turn 5. Nearly hits him.
God, he was close. He was close then, Probert. He's going to have one more to go at this. I do wonder whether or not this is going to come a cropper, you know. Into Thunder Valley we go. Probert in behind, Nichols in front. Ellen's at home with a pillow over her head. She can't watch this one because Probert's quick. Probert is quick.
Oh! He nearly went on the grass and skated straight into the back of him there. Oh, and a slide for Nichols as well. Coming out of the front. He's off! He's off! He's had a twitch there through the final turn. Was the contact maybe? Alfie Nichols off the road as the white flag waves. 1 to go. Probert does lead, but Ben Roy right behind him here.
Oh, big snap from Alfie Nichols.
Was it contact though? Was it contact? Oh, it's close. Oh, he gets on the curb.
No.
Oh. Gets away from him. Wow, the pressure just getting too much there. And Probert now surely has got the speed to hold on. He's shown it all day. This is the best chance for Ben Roy, and he's nowhere near close enough here.
Yeah, Van Roy needs to be a little bit closer. I don't think this is going to be his moment here for David Van Roy. I think it's going to be a Probert victory. Ellen said no in YouTube chat. But I think David Van Roy, he ain't short of having a go though, mind you. He ain't short of having a go. And they've still got half a lap to go into Thunder Valley. Ben Roy could wrap this up, you know.
Oh, he's close, and it's a good run out into Thunder Valley here as well. Final corners of this race, it could be settled here at Midohio as the first round of the OGRL Coffee Cup comes to a close. He can't leave the door open. Probert, he goes a bit wide, but Ben Roy's not close enough. Tim Probert wins here in the first race of the season. OGRL Coffee Cup Season 4 getting off to a great start. Tim Probert wins just in front of David Van Roy and Alfie Nichols. What a race between those three. Right at the very end. Further behind, Quentin Price is going to take the Pro-Am win. Just in front of his teammate Bradley Lovings, actually, who I said would get 7th place, but he didn't quite have the time to do it by the looks of things right at the very end here. So it's going to be Quentin Price who wins first race in Pro-Am. And further behind, Keith Ollinger comes over the line. He's a lap down, but he takes the victory in Am just in front of Gardner, who really chased him towards the end there.
Yeah, literally, they were going over the line pretty much side by side. It was a great job from them. But as Quentin Price is going to come over the line, take that victory in the Pro-Ams, good job from him, with Cody Bond in behind him, and Dan Svorak in the BMW comes in as well. So great job from all of these guys. Paul Shane for Alfie Nichols.
Yeah, I just wonder whether that's, you know, I don't know how much driving in the McLaren he's done, but I just wonder whether if he was driving the Ferrari that he used in Season 2 and he was so good in, I wonder whether that would have happened at all, to be honest. As Bryce just gets up to 15th at the end, Hanout looks like he's run out of fuel.
Yeah, Hanout might need a little bit of a push. Is he going to make it?
The line's very early for some reason.
There he is.
So there it is. Yeah.
So over he goes. But good race, good ending. Love that.
Yeah, good start to the season, absolutely. And it is Tim Probert who takes the win. 3/10 the gap at the line ahead of David Van Roy, with Alfie Nichols also on the podium. Michael Dion and Brian Faluna round out the top 5 with Jeremy Cheney 6th ahead of Quentin Price, the Pro-Am winner. Bradley Lovings gets 8th and the most positions gained on the day. Ryan Merriam and Cody Bont round out the top 10 with Dan Sporak and Billy Backer, the last drivers, within a minute of the win. James Sillerick was next ahead of Hayden Young, recovering to 14th. Tom Bryce got 15th at the end of Will Bailey and Perno Hanno, who ran out of fuel towards the line. Julian Race was the first driver, 1 lap down, with 19th going to Rick Modric. Justin Dosvez rounds out the top 20 with Claudio in 21st, just in front of the AM winner, Heath Ollinger, who finishes 22nd in the end of John Gardner, 2nd in the AMs. Brian Dukowski was there as well, and Michael Vester inside the top 25. Bradley Tidwell, Lee McFadden, the last drivers, 1 lap down with Nicholas Marshall, the first 2 down. Curtis Matthews ended up 2 down, unfortunately for him, after being up front in the AMs at points today. He was 3 down, actually. Javier Sierra, 4 down after that late crash for him. JT Sawyer, 7 down in the end, with Brett Bazo, Adam Hansen, Peter Castellan, the final drivers to start here. Michael Champlin didn't get through very much of this race at all, sadly for him. Let's have a chat now to Heath Ollinger, the AM winner here from the first round of the OGRL Coffee Cup for season 4. Heath, welcome in and congratulations on holding on for the win. You have been chased by John Gardner all the way to the line there. Tell us about those final few laps that saw you took the AM victory here today.
Yeah, John was coming fast. I don't know how I got in front of him to begin with earlier in the race, but if there was one more lap, he would have had me. He's fast. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, it's great to have such a big field back and Pro-Am and AM back as well in the OGRL Coffee Cup. What does this sort of set up for you for the rest of this season as we run to October now? We've got a proper season ahead of us for season 4.
Yeah, I know that's a lot of fun that we have all the 3 classes back. I think that's the right way to do this. It does help because I'm never going to be as fast as folks like David Van Roy and Probert and Alfie and like the top 20 really. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. At least racing for something, and we'll do that for the whole season. It'll be great.
Well, absolutely. Congrats on the AM win, first of all, though, today. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, sure. The OGRL guys, love it. Thanks for bringing back this series and all the series that they got going, and my teammates at the BWE endurance team helping me get better throughout the off-season here and continuing to do some endurance races as well with them. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks very much for coming to have a chat with us, Heath, and congratulations on the win this afternoon.
Thank you
so much. That is Heath Ollinger, who wins in the AM class. Let's work our way up the wrong way, shall we? Up the classes. Some of the pros will filter in later, but Quentin Price can now join us second of all. Quentin, welcome in and congratulations on a Pro-Am victory here today and a 7th place overall finish for you as well. We didn't see very much of you actually throughout that race. Tell us a little bit about how your 55 minutes was.
It was good. Just I didn't expect much from it. Last few days of practice, just kept spinning it and couldn't be too consistent. Something clicked this morning and was able to keep it clean. A few of the faster Pro-Am guys crashed in front of me, so able to just smooth sail it all the way through.
You and Bradley have taken on the Lamborghini this season. Not something we've seen from Loving very much this time around, it must be said. But we have seen you in the Lamborghini in the past, I'm pretty sure, in this series. What is that going to give you guys as a pairing over the course of the 12 rounds we've got this season in season 4?
Titty kind of turned me on to the car. Last season, used it a bunch. I liked it. And then Loving's decided to use it. And we all 3 chat and do all that stuff together, practice. So it's going to be nice to have Lovins, who's a quicker driver, learn the car and give me tips. And Titty he already is fast in that car, so he helps me a lot in that. And I love it. It's good, stable, quick.
A good thing it's you've beaten them both tonight, or today rather, in the Lamborghini, finishing 7th. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on the Pro-Am win as well. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Shout out my fiance Trina, Titty for helping me out, and Lovins for finishing behind me.
Dude, your enthusiasm for shouting out Tarina. Shout out to my fiance Tarina, who is listening in YouTube chat. Say that with more love, Quinton. Say it with more love.
She's out of state right now watching. She's about to drive home, so we'll be seeing her soon.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Hope she gives you a clout for not saying it excitedly anymore either.
Is that
I'm
what happens
tired.
to you if you're not excited enough? Anyway,
Yeah,
okay.
if I shouted at my wife like that, she would slap me for being lazy. She'd be like, "What was that? I want more excitement." Come on, Quinton.
I'll get a phone call here in a few minutes, but
See, even James had to get you. So there we go. Good luck, mate.
all right, thank you guys.
Thanks very much. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Bye.
Thanks
Cool
very much,
plan, mate.
Quentin Price there. In trouble, maybe at the end of the day. Let's go to the podium now. We'll continue to work our way the wrong way up the podium, as we've been working our way the wrong way up the classes. We'll go to Alfie Nichols first of all, who has finished third here today in the first round of the Coffee Cup. Welcome in, Alfie. Good to have you with us. And how are you feeling at the end of that one? Third place, but a great battle as neutrals for us to watch. How was it for you to be involved in there at the end?
Yeah, I mean it's intense, and I mean it wasn't great. Qualifying wasn't as great as it could have been, and all throughout the race, you're trying to catch up, and then there was like the incidents that kept happening and the back markers. So but it was an intense one, but it was proper good, and it's really good to see we're back to how we were a couple seasons ago with a full grid.
Yeah, absolutely. That is fantastic to have once again this season. Tell us about those final few laps. I mean, the car unfortunately getting away from you right before the white flag on this occasion. I was speculating earlier about whether this would have happened if you were driving the Ferrari like you were in season 2, whether that would have gotten away from you because maybe you're more familiar with that car than what you are with the McLaren. But then again, I don't know how much experience you've had in the McLaren. What would you say to that? What would you say the reasons were that they just got away from you in that last lap there?
Yeah, I mean, I took a slightly tighter line through the last corner, and I just cooked the back of the car on the curb, and it just got away from me when I went on power. And then coming into the left-hander where it cambers in, I expected there to be a lot more grip there, but again, I got on power and it just spun up, which is unfortunate because that fight would have gone right to the end with all three of us. But it's still a good race. I think it's a pretty good way to start this new season, and we'll look forward into the next one and do better there.
Absolutely. We'll be seeing you again back at the Bend Motorsports Park next week, of course. But isn't there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
I think we already know what that's going to be, don't we, JP? It's big shout out to my mum watching
As soon as she
and
went
cheering
off,
on.
dude, she was like, "No!" in the future.
I'm not surprised. I'll go and catch up with her and have a big hug as well, I think.
Well, thanks for coming to have a chat with us, Alfie, once again. And congratulations on finishing on the podium, nevertheless, here today.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Take care.
Thanks so much. Alfie Nichols, third place overall. Today, David Van Roy, second place in the end, just slipped through onto that second place at the end. David, welcome in and congratulations on second place. What a battle that was towards the very end there. You were challenging for the win and it was all happening around you. Tell us about those final few laps from your perspective.
It was absolutely crazy. It was so much fun watching those guys. I let Tim go by because I wanted to catch back up to Alfie, and I knew he was just being hyper aggressive. So I kind of was like, well, I'm not going to defend him yet. We're going to wait and see if we can't tighten it back up. And he did. And then those guys were battling, and I was just sitting back watching. And yeah, it got crazy towards the end there. And then I just needed maybe one or two more laps. But Tim was just quick, really quick. And I know Ryan got knocked out early. That was unfortunate. And Faluna had everybody's number too. So yeah, it would have been a heck of a battle with all five of these guys towards the end. But yeah, super fun.
It sets it up very nicely for the season, I think, as well, between the three of you and maybe a few others as well. We saw, as you say, we saw Faluna off at some point today, and Merriam as well, Hayden Young, all of whom would have probably been in and around the top five, maybe even with you guys as well. But how are you looking forward and viewing this season upcoming now? Still 11 rounds to go. You're in the Acura this time round. How do you think it's going to go, season 4?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I mean, I'm hoping just to get somewhere in the top 5, pretty consistently is all I'm hoping for. There's some guys that are just way faster, at least right now, and I'm still learning the Acura. I like it in some tracks, and a couple of tracks I've tried it on. I'm like, it's a disaster, but I'll get used to it. But I think the top, 6, 7 people. I mean, it's going to be super close. A lot of battling out there. I mean, for sure. So I'll just be thankful to hang around top 5.
Well, congrats on getting that and a little bit more here today in the first round. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, just congrats to Alfie, had a heck of a race, and Brian was super quick. Ryan had everybody's number all week during practice, and then Tim at the end. Everybody driving pretty clean, and I thought it was great. Thanks to my wife for giving me the Sunday mornings to do this, and shout out to you guys and the OGRL for putting on such a class act. So appreciate it.
Thanks very much, David, for chatting to us as always. Congratulations again on second place today.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks very much, David Van Roy, second place overall today. And final interview, I think it's going to be the final one, is with 8th place overall, Bradley Lovings, here this afternoon as we start a new OGRL Coffee Cup season. Let's start with your race itself, though, Brad. 8th place in the end for you at the first round of the season. But qualifying down the field, where do you think you could have got to maybe if qualifying had gone your way a little bit more?
Should have drove the Porsche, but I took the Lambo this season. I just wanted to hear your guys' sweet voice and give me some hope for next week.
I can't
desperate
do
times.
a Lamborghini.
I mean, I had a
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sporty drive from 25th. I should have finished one up, but I missed my pit stall because I'm not used to qualifying last. So, lesson learned on that. But no, I just wanted to come thank you guys.
It would
and,
have been very early in the
yeah, I passed it, backed up, came in crooked, had to readjust. It's not a good time. But next week
skill issue.
is definitely a skill issue. Next week's a track I don't know either. So we're just going to send it in the Lamborghini this season. I'm rocking number 1 since that's where we finished last year. Don't know if it's going to happen this time around, but I want to buckle up and send it.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you throughout the season in that Lamborghini, trying to make it work. How pleased are you that we've got such a field back again here, by the way, for the first round of a new season? 35 guys coming out here today for the first round. You must be very pleased to get back to that number for season 4.
Oh yeah, dude, we got a pretty good amount of guys. I think the splits between pro-am and am are pretty tight. I think we'll have some good racing. Alfie's finally got some competition now, so he's going to have to bring his A game.
Absolutely. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Oh no, man! Just shout out OGRL. Sponsors Arcadian Woodworks, Corgi, and Ron Service and JP. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next week at the Bend.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming to chat to us, Brad, and good job driving through the field today to 8th position.
Toodles.
Yeah, mate.
Thanks very much, Brad. Brad Lovings there chatting to us at the end of today's opening round of the OGRL Coffee Cup in season 4. And as I was saying to Brad there, so good to see that we've got a field back of 35 here tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, wherever you are racing in the world. It is a big field and a great series as well that is coming back to what we had in season 2 as well, which was big field and a great race every single week. Hopefully we're going to get that for the next 12 weeks all the way to the start of October.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got to give a big shout out to everybody on YouTube. There's a lot of people in to this afternoon as well. So much love to all of you. I hope to see you again. A lot more racing coming up, of course, on JBB. All videos will be up tomorrow. So check them all out as they will be online tomorrow there again. And obviously myself and you are back in tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Flipping heck.
You have remembered it,
It's relentless. But yeah, no, plenty of racing between now and next week. But OGRL will be returning on Sundays for the next 12 weeks. We'll be at the Bend Motorsports Park next week. The rule sheet says it's going to be the GT circuit, which I think is the circuit that's nearly 8 kilometres long. So that's going to be quite, and we were speculating on how long the lap times would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be nearly 3-minute lap times around there or something. So anyway, hopefully we do get a good attendance because, as Brad said, it's a very new circuit. He doesn't know it. Neither did we, really. We were getting corners mixed up earlier when we were doing a broadcast. It's probably going to happen again because we're using a circuit that I've never seen before. So that's going to be an ordeal. But anyway, it should be a lot of fun anyway. 7 days' time, we'll be back same time, same place as always for another round as Season 4 of the OGRL Coffee Cup gets underway. I've been Neil O'Leary alongside Jez Parfitt until we see you for that round at the Bend in a week's time. It's goodbye for now.